Welcome to The Great Detectives of Old Time Radio. From Boise, Idaho, this is your host, Adam Graham. If you have a comment, email it to me, box13 at Great Detectives. Follow us on Twitter at Radio Detectives and become one of our friends on Facebook, facebook.com/Radio Detectives. Before we get started, I want to remind you that you can help support the program by just remembering when you're going to make your travel plans, be it cruises, airline tickets, hotels, or rental cars. Remember to go to JohnnyDollarAir.com first. JohnnyDollarAir.com is a Priceline affiliate, so you get the same advantage of being able to choose from some great published fares or for being able to name your own price. But if you do purchase through JohnnyDollarAir.com, a portion of your purchase goes to support the show at no additional cost to you. So remember, JohnnyDollarAir.com. Now it's time to get into today's episode, the Amy Bradshaw matter.
From Hollywood, it's time now for...
Johnny Dollar.
Al Santella at police headquarters, Johnny.
Yeah. You hear what happened at the Criterion Theater after the show last night?
I was off duty when you called, but Sergeant Rogers gave me a fill-in this morning. So somebody tried to drop a sandbag on Amy Bradshaw backstage.
Yeah, a real near miss. You still think these attempts on her life are publicity stunts?
No, looks like your hunch was right. I'll have a couple of my boys keep an eye on Amy.
Thanks.
Johnny, you wanted to know the whereabouts of this guy Bill York, the husband Amy separated from.
What have you got on him, Al?
768 West 4th Street, down in Greenwich Village.
Thanks, I'll check it.
Tonight and every weekday night, Bob Bailey in the transcribed adventures of the man with the action-packed expense account, America's fabulous freelance insurance investigator.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar. New York City, expense account submitted by Special Investigator Johnny Dollar. To the Home Office, Northwestern Indemnity Alliance, Hartford, Connecticut. The following is an accounting of expenditures during my investigation of the Amy Bradshaw matter. Expense account item 8, $275. Taxi from my hotel to Greenwich Village to try and locate a writer named Bill York, who had separated from Amy 6 months ago. Amy was a good actress, but she couldn't hide the fact she was plenty scared by the attempts on her life in the last 3 days. My hunch was it was someone close to Amy, and Bill York was very much on my list. After all, he was the beneficiary on her life insurance policy. I hadn't been to this part of the village in 2 or 3 years, but from the looks of it, it hadn't changed a bit. Defiantly shabby and run down. A few beards here and there, a few gals with long, straight hair. Bookstores and bars, side by side. I checked at the address Al Santella had given me. It was a beat-up old rooming house.
Here to interview the famous writer, something like that?
Not exactly.
Too bad. Here I thought you wanted to carry my message to America.
No, I'm afraid that's a little out of my department, Mr. York. Amy did mention that you were a writer.
I can tell you exactly what she said. She said, you know, Bill's a writer, sort of, right?
Well, as a matter of fact.
Amy always felt it necessary to apologize for me. That was one thing about our marriage that was always so charming.
Well, look, I didn't come here to discuss your marriage, York. I don't know what you're so bitter about. It's none of my business. But...
Why, Dollar, what do I have to be bitter about? Here I am, an artist, living an unfettered life of freedom in Greenwich Village. What more could I ask?
I guess I haven't read any of your books.
Don't worry about it. You're in good company. You and the publishers.
Oh, that's too bad. Must make a little problem in the grocery department.
Oh, that doesn't worry me. You see, one can always manage to live comfortably in hock.
Oh?
And if one is willing to hock his soul, of course the returns are much greater.
I don't get you.
That's not surprising, because nobody else but me would call it my soul. It's just the manuscript for an unpublished novel. 3 years of work and sweat and pain. But my clever pawnbroker, Mr. Pomeroy, has a fair idea what it means to me.
Mike Pomeroy, Amy's agent?
Charming chap. Quite shrewd.
In other words, if you could raise some money, you could get this brainchild of yours out of hock from him. Tell me, how long's it been since you've seen Amy?
Several months. Why?
You haven't been uptown near her apartment the last few days, huh?
No.
You sure?
Of course. Anything else?
No. Not for now.
We will continue with the Bradshaw matter in a moment.
I was getting nowhere in my attempt to find out who was gunning for Amy Bradshaw, and I knew it. I called Mike Pomeroy, her agent, but he was out, so I took the next name on my list, the producer of Amy's play, Emery Taylor. Expense account item 9, $175, cab fare to Taylor's apartment in the mid-50s near the Museum of Modern Art. Taylor wasn't in, but his wife Dora was. She was sleek-looking and a little on the brittle side. She was sitting behind a small bar in the den, and she looked quite at home there.
Drink?
Thanks. Will your husband be back soon, Mrs. Taylor?
Who knows? Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
What do you want to see him about?
Amy Bradshaw?
What about Amy Bradshaw?
I wanted to ask him if he knew of anyone who might want to harm Amy for any reason.
Oh, I could answer that better than Emery.
There is someone?
There certainly is.
Who?
Me.
Why?
Would you like it if your husband was knocking himself out for for a younger woman?
Well, now, isn't that part of the business?
Is it? That's not all. Amy's hurt plenty of people getting where she is.
Do you think your husband's one of them?
I hope not.
Who has she hurt, Mrs. Taylor?
Do you know Dave Coleman?
Her director?
He was very much in love with Amy a few months ago.
Oh, I see.
I don't like to see someone I like get the way he was. One night here, he had a couple too many. He said, if he couldn't have her...
Oh.
Funny. How quick he got over it, though.
Never says anything about it anymore, huh?
Not a word.
What about Porter Kane?
Oh, you've met him.
Is he one of them that Amy's hurt?
No, he's not in that category. Whatever happened to hurt him must have happened at about the age of 5.
What do you mean?
Oh, isn't that when most of our troubles start?
I wouldn't know.
I once paid a psychiatrist $500 to tell me that's when mine started.
Your troubles?
Sure. Can't you tell, Mr. Dollard? I'm the mixed-up type.
Aren't we all, Mrs. Taylor? I left her, still sitting behind the bar, and somehow I felt sorry for her. But she had given a new lead. David Coleman, Amy's director, who'd had it bad for Amy just a few months ago and had now completely recovered. Maybe. I made a mental note to have a little chat with Coleman that night. Then I put in another call to Mike Pomeroy. This time he was in, and I finally talked him into meeting me at a little bar on West 44th near the theater. But when I got there, I could see that he wasn't feeling very cooperative.
Look, Dollar, I suggested once before, nice and polite, that maybe you should try minding your own business.
I got the message, all right, Pomeroy, and now I've got one for you. I am minding my own business. This is what I was hired to do. The insurance company I represent holds a pretty hefty life insurance policy on Amy. And if she's in any danger, they want to know about
But I
it.
told you before, I think this whole thing's pretty silly.
I had a talk with Bill York, the writer, this morning. Even though he and Amy are separated, you know, he's still the beneficiary on her policy.
So?
So he says he's in hock to you.
He's a bum. He wasn't doing Amy any good. She was worrying about him. When they split up, I told him as long as he stayed away from her, didn't try to see her, I'd keep him in groceries.
I see.
But naturally, I wanted some security.
The manuscript of his book, for instance?
Great unborn American novel.
Well, apparently that manuscript means a lot to him.
That's why I figured it'd be good security. What's the matter, Dollar? You look like you smelled something bad.
Do I?
What am I supposed to be? A philanthropist?
Let me make one thing clear, Pomeroy. As far as the kind of loans you make, I agree with you. It's none of my business. But maybe I just got a sensitive nose.
Yeah. Anyway, now I want my dough back. Is there anything wrong with that?
Not a thing.
I've got a play lined up I know will go over big. I want to produce it. York's tab has run up to several $1,000 now. I could use the money.
I see.
The stupid part of the whole deal is that York could pay me back within a couple of months if he wanted to.
Oh.
Sure. There's a lot of dough floating around to be made in television these days. But that prima donna thinks he's way above that sort of thing.
This play you want to produce, Pomeroy, will it star Amy?
No. Sheila Mitchell.
Oh. Well, thanks for the information. Be seeing you.
I doubt it.
On my way over to the Criterion Theater, I thought about Pomeroy. A rugged customer. And I felt he was one more who wouldn't let anyone stand in the way of anything he wanted to do. After the show, I picked up Amy backstage and took her back to her apartment. She looked very tired and didn't say much. We said goodnight at the front entrance, and I started walking along the sidewalk. Then I spotted somebody in the shadows across the street again, watching. I could tell from his hat and coat he was the same one who'd been there the night before last. I kept on walking until I reached the corner, then circled halfway around the block to an alley and edged up on him from behind. He didn't see me until I dove at him. Well, Bill York.
So, what are you doing here?
So you haven't been near Amy for a long time, huh? Except tonight and the night before last, watching her apartment?
Darling.
Come on, York, start talking. And it better be good. Johnny Dollar.
Al's Intel at police headquarters, Johnny.
Better get over here to my hotel room, Al. I've got company.
Who is it?
Bill York.
Amy Bradshaw's ex-husband?
Right. I caught him watching her apartment half an hour ago, and he's the one who was watching it the other night. This time I had better luck catching him.
Has he opened up yet?
No, but he will.
Johnny, take it easy with him.
I think he's got plenty to tell us. Looks like he's the boy we're after, Al.
I'll be right over.
New York City. Expense account submitted by Special Investigator Johnny Dollar. To the Home Office, Northwestern Indemnity Alliance, Hartford, Connecticut. The following is an accounting of expenditures during my investigation of the Amy Bradshaw matter. Amy, star of a Broadway play, and somebody was out to get her. Expense account item 10, $3. Repairs to one coat sleeve. Torn in the process of inviting Bill York up to my hotel room.
Look, Dolly, you've got no right to drag me up here to your room this way.
York, you're going to sit right here until you open up and tell me all about the attempt on Amy Bradshaw's life.
What?
You come in. Oh, Al.
Hi, Johnny.
York, this is Detective Lieutenant Al Centella.
Now, look here, Lieutenant, what's this all about?
Well, I kind of thought that's what you'd tell us, Mr. York.
But this is crazy. Why would I want to kill Amy?
You're aware that you're still the beneficiary on Amy's insurance policy.
What? Even if I am...
Also, you need money, and you need it bad. You're several $1,000s in debt to Mike Pomeroy, Amy's agent. He's been pressing you for it lately.
Look, Dollar.
And you know you can't get the manuscript of your novel out of hock from him until you pay off. You've got 2 strikes against you, York. Motive and opportunity.
Opportunity? Sure, but motive? No, Dollar. I've never had any reason to kill Amy. It's true she and I couldn't make it together, but I guess that was more my fault than hers.
Go on.
You see, Amy's never let anything stand in the way of what she wanted. What she wanted, I didn't. I guess we just lived in 2 different worlds.
What do you mean?
She's always been a success, and I've always been a failure.
You still haven't explained why you lied to me, York.
Lied?
When I talked to you this morning, you told me you hadn't been near Amy for a long time. But when I caught up with you in front of her apartment tonight, I realized you were the same one who was watching it night before last.
How about that, York?
You fellas don't believe me much.
What do you mean?
Sure, once in a while I go stand outside her apartment house, look up at the light on the window, maybe think a little about how things might have been. That's all.
Maybe you better come downtown with me, York. We'll check your story further. If you're clean, you got nothing to worry about.
All right, Lieutenant.
Sergeant, take Mr. York down to the car and wait for me there. Johnny? Who else have you talked to?
Oh, everybody close to her. But the one who interests me most is her agent, Mike Pomeroy. He can be a pretty rough customer when he wants to. And he thinks Amy's standing in the way of a career for an actress he's currently interested in.
Let's talk about somebody else for a moment.
Oh.
You, Johnny. I think you're getting a little bit out of line.
What do you mean?
Down at police headquarters, we got a little black book. It tells us what to do and what not to do. It doesn't say anything about insurance investigators dragging possible suspects to their hotel room to question them.
Listen, Al, when I'm assigned to a case, I usually try to break it any way I can.
I know. It's just that I think you're taking this case pretty big.
Meaning?
Yesterday I told you that if I didn't know you better, I'd think you were falling for Amy a little yourself. Think it over, Johnny.
We will continue with the Bradshaw matter in a moment.
Expense account item 11, $4, drinks. For me. I thought about what Al Centella had said. The possibility I was falling for Amy Bradshaw. Thought about it for 2 hours. Finally, I decided I had to find out if he was right. I went over to Amy's apartment.
It was good of you to come over, Johnny. I just can't seem to sleep lately.
Yeah.
I noticed there's a policeman on duty down in the lobby.
Lieutenant Centella arranged for that.
It's funny. It should make me feel better, but it doesn't. It just keeps reminding me of it. The threat on my life. I'm glad you're here, Johnny.
So am I.
Awfully glad. Maybe I shouldn't say that, but...
Do you hear any objections?
Oh, no, who could... Excuse me.
Yeah, sure.
Hello? Yes? Oh, Porter. What? No, I'm sorry. No, really, Porter, it's out of the question. No, Good night, Porter.
Kane, huh?
Yes, I suppose he means well. But he can be rather annoying. Do you have a cigarette, Johnny?
Here.
Thanks. You seem rather quiet tonight.
Oh, just thinking, I guess.
It's funny. A meeting like this.
Yeah.
Just a few days ago, I didn't know you at all. And now...
And now what?
I don't know, Johnny. I don't know.
Amy...
It was a mistake, Johnny. I'm sorry.
Was it?
Yes. Johnny, I'm afraid I've hurt a couple of people in the past. I don't want to hurt you.
Don't worry, you won't.
And that's the wonderful thing about being an actress. You play so many parts.
The kiss, that was playing a part, huh?
Even if it weren't, Johnny, it'd be no good. There'd always be something between us. It's right over there on the mantel.
The clock?
Yes. We can't turn it back. If I'd met you a long time ago before Mike, but I didn't.
No.
So?
Is the clock so bad, Amy?
It is to an actress. Sometimes I pretend it isn't there. You ever do that, Johnny?
No, it doesn't do any good.
But you can try. You can live a whole life trying. Isn't that really what we all do?
I don't know.
We go along playing our parts, doing what we have to do, pretending the clock isn't there. But all the while it is. And though we keep on fighting against it, we know we can't turn it back. We can't even stop it.
One thing I'd accomplished, I guess. I'd decided I wouldn't be seeing Amy anymore after this case was wound up. Winding it up, though, was another question, and I was still as far from home as ever on it. But I couldn't seem to get Porter Kane and his quaint little hobby of collecting things out of my mind.
Why, good evening, Mr. Dollar.
Hello, Mr. Kane.
Come in, come in.
Thanks. I know it's late. I'm sorry.
Not at all. As a matter of fact, I was hoping I'd see you again.
I don't want to keep you. I see your hat and coat.
No, I'm not going out. I've just come in.
Oh. You said you were hoping you'd see me again?
Yes, I enjoyed our other little chat very much. I suppose you came to talk some more about Amy Bradshaw.
Matter of fact, Mr. Kane, I came to talk about you.
Splendid.
And about your hobby.
Collecting. A fascinating hobby, Mr. Dollar.
You take it pretty seriously, don't you?
I've devoted most of my life to it. And I may say that I've succeeded rather brilliantly with it. Each item in my collection is incomparable, without equal.
Yeah, one of a kind.
And that, of course, is precisely why Amy is necessary to complete the collection. The crowning and final edition.
Final?
Yes. For your information, Mr. Dollar, when I've acquired Amy, I intend to cease my hobby.
Oh.
She will complete my collection. Without her, though, it is still incomplete.
Mind if I ask you a couple of questions, Mr. Kane?
Not at all.
You seem to have been pretty successful with your collection. Have you ever run up against an item you wanted but couldn't get?
Of course not. That just doesn't happen.
Has it ever happened?
I can't remember that it ever... Yes. Yes, it did happen once.
When?
When I was 9 years old. A playmate of mine had a lollipop that I admired greatly. He wouldn't give it to me, and he wouldn't sell it to me.
What did you do?
I did the only logical thing there was to do. I smashed the lollipop, Mr. Dollar.
Johnny Dollar will be back in a moment to tell you about tomorrow's episode.
Friends, send for your set of some of the most exciting toys of the year. 6 giant inflatable toys for only $1, some up to 3 feet tall. You get Bounso the Happy Clown, Hoppy the Australian Kangaroo, Roscoe the 2 feet long roller skating bear, Whitey the fat indoor snowman, Mortimer the giant mouse 18 inches long, and last but not least, the great giant talking Santa, a roly-poly giant over 3 feet tall and 32 inches around the belly that actually says Merry Christmas out loud when you pull the tape. That's 6 sensational giant toys for only $1, made of sturdy, gaily colored latex that the kids can easily inflate. Send $1 for each set to Giant Animals, Box 1907, Grand Central Station, New York City. And if you order right now, you get Peter the Rabbit over 2 feet tall absolutely free. If not delighted with your giant animals, your money refunded immediately. Order today. You may never hear this offer again. Rush $1 plus 10 cents for packing and mailing in cash, check, or money order to Giant Animals, Box 1907, Grand Central Station, New York City. That's $1 plus 10 cents for each set with your name and address to Giant Animals, Box 1907, Grand Central Station, New York City.
Now, here's our star to tell you about tomorrow's episode of the Amy Bradshaw matter.
Tomorrow, well, it's the wind-up, and a pretty rough one. Join us, won't you? Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar, starring Bob Bailey, is transcribed in Hollywood. Written by Robert Reif, it is produced and directed by Jack Johnstone. Be sure to join us tomorrow night, same time and station, for the next exciting episode of Yours truly, Johnny Dollar. Roy Rowan speaking.
Welcome back. Well, there's probably a big leap from smashing a lollipop when you're 9 years old or threatening a woman who refuses your advances as what we assume to be a middle-aged adult. I know it's not Vincent Price, but the guy who does the voice of this Kane character has a sort of Vincent Price feel, though I think in some ways it's kind of allusion to Charles Foster Kane, who, of course, collected many, many things, as could be seen in the movie Citizen Kane. And hurry up and get your giant animals. I'll be happy when that promotion's over. All right. Well, now we turn to listener comments and feedback. And we have this comment from John regarding the local diamond matter. I was a little put off by the supposed Dutch diamond dealer who kept using German words in a mock German accent. The writer's research didn't provide him with any Dutch words to use for things like no, goodbye, or other simple terms. Well, thanks so much for the comment, John. Now, it's been a couple weeks since I listened to this serial, but as I recall it, The firm, the Lorco Diamond firm, was Dutch. But jogging my memory and using John Abbott's book, the Who is Johnny Dollar matter as a kind of guide to that, I don't believe that the agent of the Lorco Diamond Company said he was Dutch, only that the Lorco Diamond Company was a Dutch firm. And he was named Zeindorf, Jan Zeindorf. Now, as best I can tell, I've done some research, and Zeindorf appears to be an Austrian name, and Jan could be any number of countries as a male name. So it seems to me like while it's a Dutch company, that Zeindorf was a national of another country, probably Austria, working for the Lorco Diamond Company. Or they just totally messed up on their research, one or the other. But I'll kind of lean towards the other. I think that particularly for whatever reason, around that time, Hollywood had a lot of folks who could do really good German and Austrian accents, perhaps because of the war. And those accents tend to be a little more recognizable. So that's my hunch. There may be an expert out there who thinks I'm totally wrong. And if so, I'd like to know it. Email me at box13@greatdetectives.net. Follow us on Twitter at Radio Detectives, and be sure and fill out our listener survey, survey.greatdetectives.net. From Boise, Idaho, this is your host, Adam Graham, signing off.